What's going on, Internet? We're back. I know it's been like 45 minutes. You probably missed us. Just finished the EA conference. And Rich has something funny to say.
For those of you trying to log in to get the Battlefield Hardline server, A, I got in. B, it serves you right for crashing a system. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, it crashed quick. So that was a big announcement out of E3, I think, or out of EA, I think, was the Battlefield Hardline beta. And what did they say? When was it available?
Wow.
So that's going to be kind of a running joke of E3. How many things are available today?
That's only because I need to be entertained, and right now my systems are sitting there collecting dust.
Right,
so.
meow.
Right, meow.
Right, meow.
So Battlefield Hardline is available for beta. You have to register. Good luck. If you're a PS4 owner and you own Battlefield 4, you just open your game and download it right there, and it'll pull right down. So that's pretty cool. So overall, guys, what do you think? EA conference.
It was definitely an EA conference.
Right.
We saw what we knew was going to be shown.
Yeah.
A little bit of Star Wars, about as much as I honestly thought we were going to see.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's one of those things, like we were discussing. They want it. It's going to be a great. Yep. It's going to be a great Star Wars title. It's going to be really good.
It has to be good.
But it has to be good. And they've got to take their time to get there, right? Like even when you're watching like the guy jump on the speeder and right away, you know, little bottom in quotes. This is in-game pre-alpha footage or whatever. Yeah. I mean, this is.
Followed immediately by the Burnout Extreme Sports pre-game alpha footage.
Right.
Followed by the concept art of Mirror's Edge.
Right. Well, even Battlefield Hardline, before they showed the before they talked about the beta, they showed the 6 minutes of multiplayer. I mean, they had a concept art piece, and they were talking about what's happening on the concept art. You know.
Mm-hmm. I want to see a game I can actually play. And so far, Tom made a comment. He tweeted out during the show. He said, "It looks like Mirror's Edge is a decade away." And I turned and looked at him and said, "It looks like all their games are a decade away."
Right.
Like,
minus, FIFA, Madden, UFC,
Dragon Age.
Dragon Age is soon. Jacob's happy.
October 7th.
October 7th. His beer prevented him from making the vinegar strokes noise again when the trailer came on.
I was not caught off guard.
And in case you forgot what that noise is, real quick.
My arms flailing.
My arms flailing.
Oh, man. It's so much better with the video. We get the video right now. That's why it's so much better.
But really, I think it's a good. It was a good showing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some cool stuff coming. I'm a little interested to see what Visceral Games does with the shooter.
Yeah.
I think what else?
I'm excited to see more from. Who was it? Criterion.
Yeah. I want to see what that Extreme Sports game looks like.
It looks like it could be pretty cool, and who knows if it's open world, if it's got things where they'll let us mess around with it. It could have some create your own environments type of things.
Like
so
a trial setup?
Yeah. It could be cool. I mean, we saw the standard sports stuff too.
Right.
Madden, PGA Tour, now that Tiger Woods isn't good enough to have his own game.
Yeah, no more philandering in PGA.
Yeah.
And now something we were talking about, they're using the Black Ice?
Frostbite.
The Frostbite engine, yeah.
Frostbite 3, the brand new Battlefield engine they're putting into the sports games. They're working into the rest of the stuff that they're doing, which is good. I mean, it's good that EA has a unified engine that they can work that stuff from. But I don't know, for Tiger Woods, it looked a little overkill.
But
and that Battlefield map thing looked absolutely ridiculous.
I think Tiger Woods, though, has been kind of the unsung hero of the sporting game world. And what I mean by that is, as a golf game, it's really, really
absolutely
good.
Yeah.
And it's something that people don't give it enough credit for. I mean, when I was working the stock back in the days, we had people that were junkies for it, and I would give them shit. One of my best friends was a junkie for it. I finally am like, all right, show me. And he was showing me, like, the tension moments where your stick wouldn't react as well and the screen would kind of blur, and they put a lot of effort into it. And so I think it's the fact that they're using a Battlefield engine shows that, whether EA is the big bad guy or not, they're willing to take that unified, amazing engine and put it across their franchises to make it better.
Yeah, and that's essentially what it's designed to do. I mean, they get a lot of credit. You said that they don't get a lot of credit for Tiger Woods or for the golf games they do, but they do get a lot of credit for Madden, and they get a lot of credit for FIFA. And the stuff that they were showing for FIFA, I tell Jake while we were watching this, I was like, Jacob, can we be soccer fans just because Idris Elbus is narrating? Can we go be soccer fans now? And he looked at me and went, no.
Just because I could say no.
This is something I wanted to ask. Did we know Bruce Lee was going to be in UFC before?
Yes.
Okay.
So they did announce that. Yeah, they announced that a little while ago.
That wasn't Bruce Lee, man. That's martial law.
Yeah.
That's
Fei Long.
Yeah.
He didn't move quick enough for Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
that's right, UFC fans. We're nitpicking your new game.
And I feel it's a need to balance it, right? Because if you put the actual Bruce Lee, I'm sorry, in a UFC fighter, you wouldn't make it. You wouldn't hang.
Yeah.
They'd all be dead.
Yeah.
They'd all be dead.
So
no, I'll give you that. Madden looks okay. Rich and I were talking about it a little bit. We're a little concerned how much they're going defense. When they go defense, the game is always terrible. But it seems to be odd years or the good years for Madden. So it should be good, but it could be counseling.
No,
it's 2015. They go 1 year ahead. They skipped 2014 and called it Madden 25. Which is going to screw up the younger kids, as they're going to be like, I want Madden 26. Why is it 15?
How'd they find
Same reason.
But yeah, every time
the difference between Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto V.
Yeah.
It's that type of thing.
But every time that they've made a huge drive to focus on defense, scoring points in a football game, I know you don't like football, Tom, but scoring points becomes very, very difficult to do, and the game gets a lot harder to play. They've done it a couple of times, and it didn't go over well, so we kind of have to wait and see how that plays out. But honestly, it's Madden. I mean,
an interesting thing they didn't show at all. I know it had a bad showing in the holiday release was NBA Live. They have announced that NBA Live is coming, and that it's going to be launching about the same time as NBA 2K15. So the fact that it's not even making an appearance,
interesting. Yeah, I didn't think
interesting.
About that.
A little worrying on that respect for him.
Well, and the last time they canceled it like that was the year that they stopped making them, because they would show the demo and your player would be stuck in a T-pose and there were all these bugs and problems and it was just such a bad thing. They ended up canceling that. And then the franchise went stagnant. There was nothing from it for like 3 years.
Yeah, last year, the first year they came back.
Yeah,
first year they came back. I think it got general like 3 and 4s out of 10, so it wasn't really well liked. But I mean that gives them time. Hell, 2K kept coming out with Major League games, even though they were terrible.
Yep. I don't know. The big highlight for me was that new IP from Criterion. I know it's like a decade away, but man, that looks fun.
That could be really, really good.
Well, when you're jumping out of the helicopter into a car, letting the helicopter blow up and continuing the race, I think that's capturing that Top Gear mentality. And I think they can do a lot of fun stuff with that.
It's also the first year we didn't see Need for Speed.
True.
And they announced that before. They said that they were going to put Need for Speed on the shelf. There was something else they were putting on the shelf because they were like, last year didn't do so well. Rivals didn't do very well. So.
Well, Need for Speed, I feel like, there's like 20 of them now, and it's kind of like Ridge Racer, At some point, you've got to reinvent the series, and I feel that's what Criterion's doing with Burnout, with whatever this new Untitled game is. Honestly, for me, the big thing was Battlefront 3, or Battlefront. I don't know if they can call it the third one. But, the fact that they're saying, hey, we're working on this, and they're giving some in-depth look shows that they're going to take some care with it. There were some Twitter discussions earlier, but because EA, that's the one they have a couple Star Wars licenses, right? They're the only one that can make Star Wars games, right? Yeah. And so, I would love to see, I'm a little bummed to see Visceral doing Hardline, because I feel like if we're going to get like a new, not Knights of the Old Republic, but like a new Jedi Knight style game, or
like Bounty
Force
Hunter.
Unleashed or Bounty Hunter, I think Visceral should make it.
Yeah.
And I think, if they were to try to work, I know I'm like an outlier, but I liked the Nintendo 64 one, Shadows of the Empire, but if we were going to get something similar to that, I think Visceral would do a really good job with it. So.
Well, 3D gaming's come a long way since the days of the N64 and the days of Shadow of the Empire, so I imagine it would be better. But at this point, everything that they're doing with the Star Wars license is aiming towards the release date of the movie. So it's all got to come out together with that. It's all got to build on. One game will come out with
the sales.
Battlefront won't, though. It can't.
Yeah, it'll come out with the DVD release then, or the Blu-ray release. We were talking about that at the beginning of the show. Jacob said, well, Disney Infinity is going to have Star Wars characters. I said, yeah, but if they do Marvel this year for 2.0 and they do Star Wars next year for 3.0, it lines up perfectly with the movie release. And everyone goes, yeah, there you go. So for Star Wars, we still got a ways off until those movies start rolling out and the hype machine just goes berserk. We're going to have to wait on a lot of that.
I still think you'll see a few characters from the Rebel show or whatever it's called. The new cartoon show. I think you'll see a couple characters from that.
That makes sense.
Just because they want to let you guys know, hey, Star Wars is still here.
Yeah. Don't forget about Star Wars.
So, one thing we haven't talked about either is the BioWare's announcement. They talked
new IP.
Yeah, new IP, and then they showed a little bit on Mass Effect, which I'm surprised at how much I don't care. I was a huge Mass Effect fan. Mass Effect 3 is one of my favorite series on the Xbox, and I just don't care. It's either going to be a sequel or it can't really progress the story in the way that they've made it.
It's a prequel. The last thing I read something about a couple months ago.
I don't care about. I don't care about prequels really ever.
Yeah, but the stuff they did show with the real-time lighting was beautiful.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks good.
Good.
It looks good, and it'll have a good story, and I'll play it. As I say that now, it's not going to be on my radar until it comes out.
I've owned Dragon Age 1 for a long time, and I've never played Dragon Age 2, but the more we watch of Dragon Age 3, minus the sound that Jacob makes in excitement. Can we hear that sound again? Like, let's
just one more time?
Yeah, let's hear that sound again, because that's just awesome. Here it comes. So, minus that sound included in it, the more we watch Dragon Age 3, the more I kind of want to play it.
Yeah, it looks sick.
I actually kind of want to do that now. Not just for you, Jacob.
Some of the monsters look beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah, they really do. I like the fact that we're seeing stuff that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just rehash of old monsters, and well, even the demons look different from the way they did in Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2. So,
all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We're gonna take some time off, grill some food, have a beer,
and
then we'll be back just after 5 o'clock when Ubisoft wraps up their stuff, and then after Sony.
And Sony.
And then after Sony.
All right, after Sony.
Happy day.